California.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Majestix Heroclix Podcast. If you like our content, please like and subscribe, it really helps us out. If you're interested in learning more about the Bronze Age format and the Majestix Open Series, please check out openseries.majestixccg.com. Also, if you want to learn about Heroclix strategies, tactics, and lists from the game's top players, please visit majestixccg.com/apex-insiders. Lastly, if you're looking for Heroclix singles, please visit our eBay stores at stores.ebay.com/MajestixHeroclix and stores.ebay.com/ClicksCollective. All the links for everything I just talked about is below in the description. And again, my name is Jeff, and as always, my co-host Patrick.
And we're back. I know it's been
Huzzah.
I don't know how many weeks. I know we haven't done any kind of updates and stuff. As you know, I've been dealing with some bullshit. I gotta what's the hot to crazy scale thing for
yes,
for women.
yeah, you gotta get in the middle there.
I gotta scale it down. I gotta stop trying to trying to go with these 8s and 9s and 10s and just go for the 6s and 7s, I guess.
There you go.
Because they're these bitches are crazy.
That's crazy.
Ugh. Anyway, yeah. So let's just jump right into it. We have some topics because I don't know how long it's gonna be, but we need to catch up with these things. But let's start with the Lancaster ICQ, the first ICQ from the 2023 season. I know it's been a while, but Jose and Anthony did a great job over there at bases. It didn't seem like, it was very, it maybe wasn't as well advertised, but they've been doing their due diligence. So
yeah, they pulled 20 players.
20 players with 4 or 5 people counting at the last minute. So, congrats to them for running a great event. Good pricing. Also Dippin Dots.
Dippin Dots was fire.
Yeah. So just for you guys that know, the top 8 was held at the Dippin Dots warehouse down the street. So it was free Dippin Dots for everyone. So, okay. So 20 players were there, and the winning list was Nick Madison from Team Vegas. You all know him he was at the Invitational. Definitely one of the top players on the series. He's coming here from Vegas with John, and he came with some different tech for the new rules.
Because this is his second ICQ win.
Yes. Yep. And he got he played a Laveri team. You can see. Go ahead and you'll see the kind of new tech right there.
So Infinity, the 2x2 from AI. Doom and Annihilating Conquer, of course, makes it the Latveria. Sky Tyrant with the Power Gem. Mad Jim Jaspers with the Spin Mandarin Ring. Saint Walker with the Blue Lantern Ring. And Groot.
Yep. And then he has the sidelines are just objects, and then Doom and Lord Doom.
Yeah. And
of course he has the Laverian Village, what's the location bonus.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote an article on the Apex Insider site, so it's a free article, so you can read it. It's a tournament report. Also he talks about his team, how he came up with it and why, and it's kind of interesting. Infinity is actually pretty good in the with the new rules, in the sense that with TK being only 4 squares now, it's harder for teams to get across.
Mm-hmm.
And she also, because she gives -1, I think, to speed.
So movement and range.
Movement and range. So it makes it even harder to get across, because now not only are you losing 2 squares from the TK, but you're also losing -1 speed. So you're actually losing 3 squares, which could be the difference between Sky Tyrant getting all the way across or Lockjaw getting all the way across, whatever. But on the flip side, because he's losing the 4 squares from Infinity, the TK, he can also just use Infinity's effect, where it's free, place an adjacent character adjacent to her. So because she's a 2x2, they can actually kind of move place 3 squares up
Yeah, it's like a sidestep for 3.
Yeah, sidestep for
really
3.
good.
So like if you mix it with, let's say, a TK, then you're TKing 4, and then you're sidestepping 3.
Mhm.
So it's like a 7 square sidestep without actually sidestepping. So it's like a 7 square TK, I guess you could say. And then so that's basically it, right? It's just like your basic Latveria Cosmic team
Yeah.
with
Send
Sky
out.
Tyrant, and then
Yeah, his move is he sidestep up Infinity, and then he boops up the friends, and then TK out, and Sky Tyrant goes out and does his thing. I believe Nick went 6-1 over the weekend.
Yep, his only loss to
The guy with 2 thumbs.
we'll
Mystery
get
Inc,
to
baby. We'll get to that later.
this probably should have been you, but
yeah.
we'll get to that
Next
All
time.
right.
Next time.
Okay, so
Oh, and he was also one of the only ones playing the 2x2 maps.
yeah, okay, cool.
That was good.
And then
All right.
second place,
Yesy Cortez playing his great stuff. Emperor Gladiator, the Daimonic Mandarin Ring. That's the one that gives you improved
hindering.
Improved hindering, right? Blackheart Soul Sword. That's, I think, just a classic combo now. 40-point Hope Summers, Felix Faust with the emo mod, and Dark Phoenix.
Yeah,
a bunch of JLU sidelines.
It's just it's just good stuff, right? It's like not team, but if you look at it, he's like 3 probs on the team. 4 if you count Hope Summers copying.
Mm-hmm.
He's got everything you need there. His Trouble Alerts, and then his Hunter's Jungle. That's like the only map that he brought.
Yep.
And
it's become one of my favorite maps to play on. Honestly, like it's really good.
He it's like basically your best. It's like all the best pieces on one team, like you can think of, right? And then like Hope Summers is the one, like the one that links them together, because you could like do all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, Emperor Gladiator with the new rules has definitely made a comeback. But we'll get more into that later.
And Dark Phoenix was a Retaliator. So 2 Retaliators so far, because there's not many Retaliators in Modern.
No. Just Carnage, Surtur, and Ymir.
Yep.
All right, John Barra with his turtle technique.
So this is a true bronze piece here, right? Because this is the sketch Michelangelo.
Mm-hmm.
For those that don't know, Michelangelo has a trait. I think it's called Advanced Turtle Tactics, but it's when he hits, he doesn't have to damage, he just needs to hit. Then he can move 2 squares, automatically breaking away, and attack someone, make a close attack to someone else who he hasn't attacked. So he can kind of conga line down if everybody's together, if he hits. And his animal theme is it's a lockjaw team that they run all the way up, and then he uses the Lasso of Truth as a free end cap. And then when he hits him, then he gets to go boom, 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 with the help of Chip, High Evolutionary, and Cosmo. You can like get through most things. And also, interesting thing to note with Michelangelo, he gives tokens when he hits. So on top of that Lasso of Truth, he's using
super in cap.
Yeah. So you know what he does is sometimes with Lockjaw or with Cosmo, he'll name, if he knows he doesn't have to get through like super senses and all that stuff a bunch.
Yeah.
He'll name willpower.
Oh geez.
So that when Michelangelo,
that's so smart.
When he uses Michelangelo to lasso them and he just hits them, he gives them all tokens. They all have to clear.
So bad.
Right? Yeah. Willpower or leadership or whichever one that can remove. Yeah, at the time. It's kind of cool. It's your basic like animal team, right? If you really want to look for modern on this team, you take out like Michelangelo, Grodd, you can almost put 3 maggots in here, really close. You just drop some equipment. But he's got Scroll Spy and Scrappy.
Yep. Scrappy's good, man.
Yep.
Oh, another Vegas guy playing a 2x2 map. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, that makes a Lockjaw get there like real fast. He doesn't have to use Kazar anymore. So but if you look, he's got spin. He's got blue ring. Oh, the blue ring on Lockjaw for empower.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. And Grodd has empower. So that's how he's getting Michelangelo's damage up. So if you can all just stay kind of around, because Lockjaw is a double base. Michelangelo has 4 squares to like
dance around.
Yeah, dance around instead of just like 2 or whatever. Or no, actually it's 1, 2.
It's
like
more than 4, right? It's
more, yeah. It's all the way around.
And especially if you go sideways.
Yeah, sideways.
Diagonal,
like you can go a lot.
8
pretty cool.
at least, right?
Yeah, and he got the emo mod. So yeah, so he's got the emo mod for if he needs. I mean, he's gonna be like a 13 attacker because high evolutionary. But emo mod for Battle Fury after, and then Cosmo maybe turns off super senses, then you just keep going.
Would you? So one question: would you switch the blue lantern ring gives you the empower, right? And if you already have empower, you get +1 attack.
Mm-hmm.
So would you switch the emo mod and the blue lantern ring with who they're equipped to?
Maybe it's just I think
the more space with Lockjaw.
Yeah, because Grodd is only one. If he could carry him, I think that'd be cool, but he can't. So it's harder. I think that's probably what happened. To me, I think that's what it is because he really needs to get the extra damage up in order to, because he's really going all in right on this attack.
Yeah,
because he's going alpha.
So the two empowers are better than one.
Yeah, he's getting the super alpha, and he's like, let's go. Yeah, 2 empowers, and Michelangelo already does 3, so he's doing 5. So yeah, this is cool because it's an actual old piece that's still viable because of the trait. So that's awesome. And he got third.
Yeah.
So let's move on down.
Right, Armando, Dark Side.
Yeah. Oh, we got a 10 pull.
I don't know if you can see, but right here, where I'm pointing, is the Dark Side team. I make myself look at it every time I walk in.
So it's you're basically just like big guy with a steel energy, right? Because Dark Side has like 2 stop clicks or something like that.
2-3 stop clicks.
His defense like goes to like a 20, so he goes up to 21 because he's got Soul Gem, and Faust is there with the Power Gem for Perplex, Prob Outwit, also stop them, destroy. It's a very simple team.
Yeah, Faust can break walls too.
It's very hard to like get points off of, right? Because you have to get more than 40 points. Like because like that means you really have to go after Darkseid because he's probably going to kill 50 points because most things he could kill
like 50 60 points.
50 60 points, right? Even if so I don't know, it's interesting. But obviously like if he gets hit by like I don't know, a black bone, then it's like done.
Very scary for him because he doesn't melt.
Like, he goes right past his stop click, boom, boom, boom. So, and then, we'll talk about that at the. Maybe at the very least should have been 4th because Jeff played Armando.
Yeah, we went to. It was late. I was tired.
Oh my god, it was a long day.
I don't know, like it. Went over it. I was like, dude, why did I do that? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, dude, I defeated my own self in my head, and I was like, I psyched myself out. I don't know what happened.
Like right away, Brandon and I also were like, "Yo, you could have done this." Like, right,
I don't know.
Yeah, I could have. Like, shit.
I went back when we got back, I played it out here, and I fucking destroyed Darkseid. Like,
I was
like, what was I doing? Like, so I played my Mystery Inky team. So. My 3 Mystery Ink friends are Daphne with the emotional modifier, Shaggy with the enchanted crowbar, which is fucking busted, and Fred with the Captain Carter shield because he's got defend. The good stuff I brought on was World's Finest and Batman Prime. World's Finest has the Wonder Woman's bracelets, which Shaggy and Daphne wild card, and Fred wildcard's Green Lantern team ability and moves the team around. And then sideline I had Scrappy and Mystery Ink Batman. And mystery cards. I didn't see anyone else playing mystery cards.
No, because nobody was playing detective.
Yeah, dude, the mystery cards are it's a lot to remember on this team, like all the little things. But it functions really well. The defense shell's solid. It's hope with a little bit of more hope because I got the rollouts.
Like, but you should be almost at 21 at all times, right?
Mm-hmm. Because I'm sharing at least the three guys, right?
3 of them, yeah. Well,
no, Shaggy and Daphne should be at 21. And if
they're all
World's
21.
Finest has reflexes.
Fred will be at 20. And they have reflex. Yeah, so 20. It'll be so 20, 20, 21, 21, like 23 or whatever.
Yeah, because he's sharing at 20, or he's sharing the 19 plus 1. So they're all at 20 base. And then Daphne, Shaggy get the buff from Fred from the clue tokens.
Yeah.
World's Finest has got reflexes.
It's a lot of synergy because also when you copy the Wonder Woman, they both have super senses, so it's 4 or 6, so it's really strong. But yeah, so you only lost 1 game, right?
Yeah. to you and
to
Armando.
that. So we'll finish. We'll tell because there's something that
Yeah, my one loss is because
I
forgot
understand. I
Magic.
understand Vegas is 1-0, but I'm gonna
No,
clarify.
Vegas is not 1-0. They're 1-1.
We're gonna clarify it. We're gonna clarify this after. Go ahead, keep going. Or at least put it. We're gonna put in context.
And then Ben Norris.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad that he made it because he
stuff.
doesn't play very often, and he came and he did well. That's awesome.
So I played Ben round 1, right? And like I mercied him. I mercy rolled him.
Oh,
like, he didn't get any points from me. Like he was ready to go.
Points?
He was ready to go home, and then he ended up going. He ended up winning his next 3 games and making top 8.
That's why. Yeah, that's why 1 round, man. Like that's why I'm like, you just got to keep using it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
it's okay to lose the first round.
See,
like,
hey,
you get an easy road to the top.
See, this is what I'm saying, right?
It would have been better if he got points,
look,
but
if he's around, if he's around a bunch of losers, they would say, yeah, you should go home. But because he's around like you and people that like, hey, you should keep going, then he kept going, and look what happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna quote him. I can't believe you're kicking my ass with Mystery Inc. chases.
Yeah.
So that was funny. All right. Gamma
so
solid.
Gladiator Blackheart. It's just like your good stuff team. Oh no, but it's ruler, so okay.
Yeah. The Sinestro was scary for my team because he got Pulse Wave, right? Pulse Wave says, fuck your highest defense.
Yeah.
So I had to use my barrier. But yeah, the Sinestro was a nice little thing there because he does 2 damage Pulse Wave.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then the Sinestro ring, so he gives what -2 perplex. Yeah. So it's some good stuff there. Again, 85-point Blackheart and Waldo on Emperor Gladiator for that extra attack. Doesn't hurt. Pretty basic stuff. All right, Billy Clark with his mystical Venom Burst.
There you go.
It's definitely, we haven't seen anything like this in bronze. I haven't seen a 90-point Venom Doctor Strange in many
nope.
See Doppelganger in the past, but definitely not with the Pog. I like that addition. That's definitely, I think, good tech on him. Raven, solid. This is, I believe, the Rebirth Raven.
Yeah, the one that carries like 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like
and
that.
Then double Saturnine to swap out.
Yeah.
And Mastermind, he didn't give up very many points all weekend.
Yeah, because it's hard to, because like Doppelganger's getting in there, and also Saturnines are making you miss.
Because they're like automatically -2 to your roll or something, or attack.
So
that's only for 1 attack though, right?
If they could each do 1. Yeah, -1. So if he could have fit 4 more points. So if he dropped like the cloak, he could have played the Maximum Carnage ATA, and it might have been like even crazier, because then Doppelganger is doing crazy damage.
Oh, dude, that's no joke.
So
I like that.
Yeah, I think that, because I was like, man, it's only 4 points, and you just do infinite more damage because
I was looking, I was like, I don't know if the cloak helps, right?
It's just, I think it's because it gives her sidestep and just like plasticity, I guess. But yeah, if you had those 4 points, I think it would be crazier. Oh my god, it would be crazier.
Just the damage output exponentially grows.
Yeah, and especially because if they don't know what it is that Doppelganger does.
Yeah, if they're grouped together, like their team just melts.
Yep. So all right.
But I like the Venom Strange stuff on the sideline, like the free support from Anti-Venom,
yeah,
solid.
Come in, yeah. And I think that's why he plays them at 90, so that he can call in these guys, right?
Yeah, makes sense. Like this is all good. Like Venom Chase drops a bystander.
Guy, yep.
I don't remember what Venom Iceman does. I know Venom Rogue copies standard powers. But yeah.
Yeah, cool. Venom Wolverine's kind of cool too. Okay.
Yeah, Venom Wolverine's solid. Love her. But she won't stick around for the 2 tokens though, right? Because she goes away.
Yeah, she's gonna go away next turn.
All right, and Julio with his X-Men swap. With his Krakoan X-Men swap.
Yeah, that's great.
So it does it's Saki Iron Man here with the cloak. 55-point Mystique. Hope Summers with the Incandescence ring. Genesis Ellie, APOC Ellie, Professor X swap, the liar. Just to clarify, he was losing 5 points because he swapped out when he did. The Commissioner and Groot. Sideline, Dark Phoenix, Venom Eggs, and Leech.
Yeah, that's a. I haven't seen Leech, right? I haven't seen Leech yet, and now there's Leech. So yeah,
Last
this is
person
like your.
I saw play Leech was Jackson, and I loved how he played him. It was beautiful. But
This
Julio's
is a. So yeah, it's your like your typical like Genesis Apocalypse thing, right?
Yeah.
It's your.
Was it Monster Warrior? Brute turn into Araco. Araco turns into X-Men.
And here we go.
And then you say goodbye, friends. We're away.
Yep. So, just so he was 8th. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
However, he originally wasn't in because I was 4-0 in the Swiss rounds, but I dropped so that I don't play in the top 8.
That's very kind of you.
But I was 4-0. I was not really confident with the team because so for those who know, I played a Thanos team just for kind of like data gathering to see if
Legacy
it's okay.
Thanos, just to clarify, friends.
Yeah, Legacy Thanos, but also Kevin didn't go, so I couldn't play any of my other teams, so I had to play this one. But just the fact that Thanos can't choose the same ones every turn really hinders him because you can't just mind control every turn, and that's like that's a huge deal. But he's still strong if they don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Because like when I played Jesse, like the mind gem really wrecked everything on him. Also because Thanos has double, he does 2 unavoidable whenever you hit him. You have to be very careful of how you're attacking him. So yeah. Because he's got the Millennium Puzzle, and then he's got the Sapphire Ring and the Sapphire Ring, the Relic and the regular. So it's a split lip team too. And he can make because the Sapphire Relic gives him the keyword, the Sapphire whatever core.
The assigned Sapphire. The equipment.
Yeah. So now he can do a free action to make a construct instead of power action. So that's a little bit of bronze tech. So you could do that with anything if you have, of course you have to pay the points to put it on, but for making free actions to make constructs, you just got to get a relic that matches it. So that's a little bit of tech there. But I don't know if he's like, I think he's still competitive. Obviously he's competitive because like I went 4-0, but the more that these games have just like high damage output things, it can go through him really fast because he can't choose time gem every turn. Yeah. So which means on the turn you can go where he doesn't have the time gem, then you can just go kill him because he only has toughness and there's no stop click. So if you can actually pump the damage, he can die.
I wouldn't say only toughness. He's got shape change too.
Yeah, I can, but it's easier if like if you have like a emo mod, which a lot of people are running, it's a lot easier to get around. But like, if the variants that have Nighthawk Prime are better because you can't do that much damage to him, right? Because like a lot of times he's getting hit, they're coming in with an object, they're coming in with reality gem, close combat expert, you name it. I'm sorry, a power gem. Yeah. So he's always getting hit for 4 or 5 damage minimum, and then it gets him to the toughness really fast, and then you just follow up. But if Nighthawk's there, they're only hitting him for 3, so he takes 1.
Yeah, it's not as scary.
Yeah,
but
then
Nighthawk
takes
Nighthawk
much
doesn't stop blades,
longer.
Right?
It doesn't stop blades, which is why I changed it because when Nighthawk Thanos was a real thing, blades the X of Swords set wasn't out yet. So it wasn't legal yet. So then now that there's swords everywhere, I'm like, you know what? They're just gonna, if they see that they can't get their things up, they're just gonna blades him. And also with Mad Gem, they can just swap out their power gem for a blades if they wanted to, right? Like before, remember Mad Gem wasn't around back then either.
Yeah.
So this team had to really go on the healing and the mystic damage thing. To keep it going, because I also ran split lip with the indigo ring so that I could phase back there and just start supporting him.
That's good.
Yeah, but it's still okay. But at least I know now that it's not. It's like it's not a problem. So I don't even know. To me, why he'd be on the ban list for silver. So we'll get to that later.
It's down, but this conversation for a few minutes down the road.
Yeah. So the metagame was kind of cool because like we can see because kind of unique to our event. Let's look at the bronze builder winners, right?
Alrighty, we got Rob
Boom.
Artis.
Look at this Phantom X. Oh,
I like it.
Warms my heart. And this is the old school Phantom X, man, with the original, like one of the better like tentpole guys back in the day who can avatar attack. Like Scarab is the new age avatar attack. Phantom X was the OG. So Rob combined both of them.
I like it.
It's cool, man. Let's see what. Oh, he has actually put the. That's right. He's the only one who actually played like blocking terrain.
Mm-hmm.
No one else really did. They either played objects or nothing.
Right? Yeah, it was good. I like it.
No. And
now it gets better because he can play 2x2 blocking terrains.
Yeah. So what he does is he swaps out Professor X, and then what he ends up doing is he puts the he puts the spear on Phantom X.
Yeah.
So like he gets it to where Phantom X is, or they put underneath him, whatever. And then he power actions with Phantom X to get the Midnight Spear, and then Scarab copies it. And because Phantom X's trait is when he has one action token, he can make that Eva Pog, and that Eva Pog can move. It has Outwit, and then he can attack through her.
Yeah, I remember that he could attack through her.
So it's pretty cool. I think he went 2-2. I think it was. I'm sorry. He said he went 1. It's officially 2-2, but he went 1 win, 1 bye, and 2 losses. So there's some potential here. We were talking about potential differences that he can change, like maybe take out the swap. So one of the things was you can change Professor X and Apocalypse into Commissioner, and so Commissioner would be Professor X,
mm-hmm.
and then Apocalypse would be 4 thugs.
Super gangster.
You know why? Because Scarab, 4 thugs, and Commissioner gives you 6 Secret 6 people on your team. And now Scarab can outwit across the map, and Phantom X can outwit because they can't use Safeguard, and then they just hit them, and they just boom.
Yeah.
Because Phantom X has RCE, so he has like 4 damage. So if you give him something else, whatever, you outwit correctly, you can one shot a Blackheart.
Jeez.
Right? Because you just outwit the stop click and boom.
Done.
So, and because it's hard because like he doesn't have to leave his starting zone because he stays in the back. So I think that's kind of a cool little trick that you can do with the team. Obviously he has got other tricks with the swaps and Destroyer Prime, but that is something. That's why obviously he got it. I know you were in the running, obviously, but because there were 2 teams that actually had like actual old bronze pieces.
My show was creative as fuck.
Yeah. But this was, I mean, Phantom X. Yeah. Nobody plays.
No,
Phantom.
it was.
And then look at the next one. I mean, look at this next one. Come on, this is like really
Speed
wacky.
Demon.
What the hell? Yeah, I don't even know. I got to see what he does.
So it's the one that you can move around him, and then for each square you move around him, you get to like move them or knock them back a square, I think.
And then they take damage or something.
Let's check.
Yeah, I think he went 1. I think he went 1 and 2, or no, 1 and 3. So he won a game.
I remember playing this. All right, so Speed Cyclone Uplift. When Speed Demon moves, after actions resolve, choose an opposing character and roll a d6. If the result is less than the number of distinct squares that Speed Demon moved into or through that are adjacent to the character during the move, you may place that character within line of fire and square it up to the result, and then deal that character half the result in damage.
Dang. So because he moves, I think the Space Gem gives him +2 move?
I feel like it should be +2.
Or it might just be 1, because I think they all do that, but Let's see.
Modified speed plus
Plus
1.
one.
Passenger
So-
plus 2.
So he's
You
doing
can't hyper. With passenger.
yeah. So he's doing 15 squares of moving. I feel like he could have played. Wait, if he's doing that for the space gem, I feel like he could have played the beetle pod.
Yeah,
You
it
see
gives
the
him more movement, right?
Yeah, and the beetle pod gives him toughness, so he's not soft to like poison. But yeah, it's interesting because he also uses rocket to stop them from like getting to him because they have to whatever break away from him or whatever. And he has Batman
Yeah.
too, so he has double pieces to stop them
Lock
from
him
getting
down.
inside. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think the one change would be beetle pod. Because the beetle pod also gives him the wing,
Light.
which
Correct.
which means he can actually use it with his hyper, whereas you can't use phase and hyper.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so the event was good. It was 4 rounds, cut to top 8, and yeah, so we got our first winner.
All right. Where was Kevin's team? You said 300 points
Okay,
Bronze Age.
so
topless?
all right, moving on to the next one. We're gonna move on to the WonderCon weekend, which just happened. We're recording this on Monday. Okay, so if you go back, it says like 23. It says like the 2023 something. It'll say go back one more to it says 300 point Bronze Age top list, and then there's a thing that says win a map 2023.
Got it.
Oh no,
yes.
that's you.
Can you still
Hold
see my
on.
screen?
No.
Oh.
Hold on, all right. Just let me look.
Oh no, I see it.
You
added.
do?
Yeah, you added to it. I see Kevin's team on here. Yeah, you were able to
winner
add
map
to it.
23. Yeah, good.
Nice. Cool. All right, let's share the screen.
Yeah. So this is an interesting one. So anybody who watched the Instagram, we had a feed on there that showed like a little video that showed like what he did. He went. So we had a bronze win a map Saturday night at WonderCon at the Hilton next door. We had 8 players show up.
Nice.
And obviously it was bronze. And Kevin won with a mission points team. So, all right, go ahead. Just name it, list it off, and I'll tell you like what it does. It's pretty good.
Legacy Fabian Cortez.
Yeah.
Miss minutes. The D17, the white Titano, the LE one. Leech, the Legacy. IO times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 IOs with the start tower location bonus and 3 blocking terrain markers.
Yeah. He plays the 2x2, the L shape, and then the whatever. Like he plays like all 3 of them. Yeah.
Okay.
So he has a tarot deck and the Scrappy Destroy. Like the tarot deck actually makes a difference. So
I like how you listed what they do. I was thinking, we have it all listed, but I have no idea what they fucking do.
So,
I know Queen of Wands does.
I know, right? Okay, so this is your basic miss minutes type of team, right? Where Landers did this with the Walking Woods. So he got really close. He just missed. I think he finished like 10th at that one event. So it's right there. Like there's miss minutes team is kind of it's really fringe, right? It's getting up there. So what he does is if you know what Io does, she says when she dies, instead of putting her in a KO, put her to click 1 and she's now on your opponent's team. Okay. So that means if you're able to KO her, miss minutes can now target Io, and then you get the mission points. You get whatever, 7, because it's 1 for every other one. So you get 7. Well, how do you KO her? Well, Titano says at the beginning of the turn, you make an attack against an opposing adjacent character, but if they don't have one, then you have to attack your guy. But he also has colossal indifference, so he can't attack anybody smaller. So that's how you stop it. Well, enter Leech. If you put Leech next to him, he stops. Because that's a power. So he turns off the power of colossal indifference on Titano. which means Titano now can
make an attack.
make the attack on Io, right? And Io is 4 clicks, and you put Leech next to Io as well, so she has no toughness, so you have to do 4. Well, Titano does 3. Well, on the other side of Titano, you put Fabian Cortez, who has Empower. So he does 4 damage. As long as you hit Io, you're good. He's a 10 attack on 17, but Fabian can give him a +3 to his attack, which puts him at 13, so you only need a 4. And between miss minutes and maybe the Sage Pog, you should roll a 4. So it dies, and then you have to roll for Fabian Cortez's trait. Now, it says, after resolutions, you roll a d6, and if it's less than or equal to what your modifying value was to the attack, he takes that much damage. So he's always going to do +3. So as long as he rolls a 1, 2, or 3 on the d6, he's going to deal 3 damage to Titano, which means Titano dies because he's only 1 click. So if he rolls 1, 2, 3, boom, he's dead. And then you get 1 mission point per 10 points of the character's point value. So he's 30 points, you get 3. So he'll get, on turn 1, if he gets to go first, he has a good chance of getting 10 mission points on turn 1. Turn 1, okay, 10. And then between the blocking terrain markers and the IOs, it's really hard to get 2 miss minutes or Fabian Cortez or the other IO to get out of there, because remember, she needs to miss minutes needs to target an opposing. So that's turn 1. If you're turn 1, you go across. You try to do whatever you can. But here's the kicker. You can't clear the way, because once you start attacking those IOs, they stay. So they don't die. So they just become your team, but now they're not, they don't actually make way. Yeah. They're still there. On top of that if you kill the IOs, Miss Minutes now has more targets.
Do them, yeah. So you want to leave the IOs alone. Yes,
exactly. So if you think about it, IOs are like mobile blocking terrain, because they have sidestep, and they all have leadership too, so they can have 4 actions. One thing to note too: when Titano dies, he's an animal. Scrappy takes his place. Okay. So then on turn 2, what he does on the next turn is he uses Scrappy to attack Io, because Io's yours now, right? He attacks Io. Io dies, and then Cortez does his thing again. So if he rolls a 1, 2, or 3, then Scrappy dies, and now you get another 10 points, because Miss Minutes will do the 7 first, and then Scrappy's 25 points, but you get 10 points per or fraction thereof. So you get 3 for the 25 point Scrappy. So that's 20 on turn 2. Now let's say he doesn't get, on one of the turns he doesn't get it. Like, okay, he doesn't get the Fabian roll. Then he also waits for the Temperance card that says whenever you successfully break away, you get a mission point up to 3. Well, all the IOs have sidestep, and if they're all next to your IO, they're all just gonna try to break away from her. And if they don't, he's just going to move action break away. And then if
he'll get it eventually.
Eventually he'll get it, right? Because he also has a prob with Miss Minutes, and then also maybe Sage, whatever. But also just the fact that they have sidesteps, you're getting like 3 or 4 sidesteps for free, right? And if you succeed on all of them or any of them, then you're just like, what happens is if you succeed with one, they move, and then another one moves in its place and try to break away again. So you have a lot of ways around it, which is what he did on that last video. We did, because he was at 19 and he needed to break away to win. That's just funny.
I saw that video. I was like, dang.
He did. They're like, what? Yeah, he did. He beat Rob. Obviously, there are a lot of ways that you can like handle this. If you know what he's doing, you can. Excuse me. You can beat him. The blocking terrain markers can be a problem, but if you have super strength or like fire hydrant or TK, you can just like move them out of the way. If you have like, you won't be able to it's hard to get in, right? Because they have the IOs are all going to be blocking.
Yeah.
So you're either going to have, like, for example, if you have like Green Arrow, then you can just like win. Because Green Arrow can just like one shot miss minutes.
GG.
Or you would have to do something like Pulse Wave knockback, so everybody like moves out of the way, or just like Pulse Wave. Because he needs at least 2 turns.
Is IO's trait Pulse Wave protected?
Yeah. Huh?
Is IO's trait Pulse Wave protected?
No.
Oh,
no,
Pulse
it's
Wave.
not. No, it's not. So they can actually, they can actually die.
Dang.
Right? It doesn't have that. So, also, if you can just somehow get the IO out of the way, then now Miss Minutes has to come after you to get those points. Otherwise, you're just going to be picking apart the team because his team doesn't really attack. It can because they all have blades.
Yeah.
But like, it's going to be hard because they're not made for attacking.
Yeah, if you're not,
yeah,
it could be scary, man. Trying to, like, if you can't get her, like, you just lose.
Yeah, you can't. It's pretty good. Like he almost lost so he won his first round really easy because the guy didn't know. Round 2, the guy didn't know, but he almost got him.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kevin actually needed to get a breakaway to for Miss Minutes to see Io. So there's that, right? But if he had known what was happening, then he would have just like gone up there faster, and then he probably would have got, because he was actually gonna, if he didn't get that breakaway, like Miss Minutes was gonna die the next turn, basically. Yeah. And then the third round, Rob actually after Scrappy killed the IO, then Rob retailed with Dark Phoenix, and like everyone just took a massive amount of damage. Yeah. Like almost everybody died, right? And then so it came up to Kevin having to flip a Temperance. And then he flipped Temperance, and then here we go. Let's get the breakaway. So it's you can win, but it's very fragile. But it's the surprise factor. If you don't know what's happening, then you're gonna lose, because a lot of people, most people or teams, like just kind of like move halfway, or they kind of like creep up a little bit maybe, and then before you know, you're like, oh, I got 10 on turn 1. You're like, oh my god, well, I should have moved that farther, so that, because you know that he's not gonna do anything. And the way, that's cool thing about this team, he doesn't have any equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So Scarab can't shoot anyone, and if he puts like a blocking in the front, or an object, if he puts an object there, he just breaks it, and then it's gone.
Destroy. Well, what if, they can maybe put a heavy, or ultra heavy's not a thing anymore.
No, it's whatever the new ones that they make.
Tank turret.
Right? Yeah.
2 points, baby.
Yeah, it was 2 points. Might be.
Because I think you have to deal 4 damage to destroy it, or you have to be more than 100 points to pick it up.
To pick it up, yeah.
So like nobody on.
Yeah, he can do it.
4 damage.
Because if you have, I believe. Oh no, the IOs don't have. They only do 2, right?
Yeah.
Because Fabian has Empower. So you would have, if someone would have to do 3 to be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but also if like he can also just like block by putting an IO in front of the object. Because you're like, what are you gonna do? Because you need to hit Miss Minutes. So yeah, that was this team. It was pretty fun to watch it, and like everyone's like, oh, that's kind of cool. But also kind of like this kind of BS too. But hey, man, he did a good job with it. So
it's like those combo decks in Magic. Like if they go off, they go off.
Like we tested this a bunch, right? Like we tested this a bunch, and we like been like changing things here and there. And like Anthony suggested Leech to get around the Titano trick.
Yeah.
And he was actually running Queen of Wands. I was like, don't you ever run Queen of Wands, because you don't want your Fabian rolls to get a +1.
Yeah, that like destroys him.
Yeah, so just get like something else. So like 6 of Wands is better because it's just prob. But
I would think setting up on a small map would mess him up.
Yeah, so That's how when we were testing, because if I play theme, I always let him go first and I pick a small map.
Yeah.
And then usually I get to him. Like one of the things that you could do is if you have Martian Manhunter, you could get to her and you just target her and that's over.
Yeah.
Because she can't do free actions anymore. And they can't attack him. Also, there is the Seven of Pentacles is actually really big. That actually screwed over a couple times because it stops improved movement.
Ooh.
So if your plan is to try to get to the back row on miss minutes to do something, and the Pentacles pops up, you can't get through. And then you're in trouble. Which happened in his second round. It popped. They're on the back cave, and that popped up. And I was like, dude, he has to go like zigzag to go up and down the stairs, and it just took him forever.
So fun.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, also we had a sealed Spider-Man, Beyond Spider-Man one map. We had 8 players for that too, and then we did BRs. We had more people this year than last year, which is kind of cool because
nice. Yeah, people getting out more.
Yeah. Those are new players too that I haven't seen. A couple of them I haven't seen in a while. Others just new. So it was cool. All right,
there's definitely new players that I saw in Lancaster that I've never seen before.
Yeah,
like I played a new guy,
good.
Which was cool. Michael, nice guy.
All right.
It was funny. He introduced. It was my final round. He's like, "Hey, I'm playing rare and under." I was like, "Oh, that's nice. I'm playing the opposite."
Okay. On to number 3. Topic 3. Let's go over the Spider-Man rules impact. The Spider-Man set with the rules impact on bronze. Obviously, the thing that we've been talking about obviously is the big map, small map thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think so far it's been okay, right? Like there hasn't been any issues.
So one of the big ones I noticed is that the active player resolves all of their effects, and then the opposing player resolves all their effects. So I specifically, I think Mystics is the most noticeable one. So
yeah. So how does that work? If Steel Energy Mystics, I attack you. You have Mystics.
Steel Energy first. You resolve all your effects. Your opponent resolves all their effects. So if you're on top click, you're kind of getting the dick end of the stick of Mystics,
because you have to do all yours first.
If you're on a lower click in the middle dial, it's a little more beneficial. You'll probably stay where you're at, right? Depending on how much Mystics you're taking, on how much you're healing. So it's a thing, but I think it's not the worst. One of the other ones I like, specifically regarding to Emperor Gladiator that I mentioned earlier, is that he gets to choose when he rolls. He can roll his impervious before he chooses to remove the confidence token.
Yeah. So that's why a lot more people are. That's why a lot more people are playing him.
Yeah, he's good again.
Yeah.
Better.
That's cool. Also, I think the fact that you can like Quake blocking, you can TK blocking, super strength blocking. It makes it a little bit more engaging for people that are playing barrier stall teams, because you could just like kind of get around it by doing stuff like that. So I think that's good. I still think though that we'll get to that. That'll be the next one. Okay. Any other rules from the the Force Blast thing? Force Blast knockback thing. Those are because they brought back.
I like that. I like knockbacks back.
Yeah, because they brought back knockback is good, and also they didn't realize that Force Blast is on based on your range now, minimum 4, so which is kind of cool for.
Because before it was only adjacent, right?
It was only adjacent, exactly. So if like now it's like if you have like a long range and you Force Blast somebody back, it actually makes a difference. So, and also I believe if you look at Force Blast, actually, I'm
looking at it.
I actually got I got even PJ going, oh wow, I didn't know that. Force Blast does not target.
Knockback an opposing character within range and line of fire.
Does not target.
Oh, there you go.
So
there you go.
Martian Manhunter might be activated really fast. Right? So be careful. So that is something that
sounds like he needs an entity.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I've been saying like they got to give him like a reducer, yeah. But that's huge because Does it say? It says an opposing character within
Knockback
what?
an opposing character within range and line of fire.
Okay, yeah. So things that say can't target. Ooh, that's that's scary, man. Because you have like I think that makes something like Jason of Sparta almost useless, no?
Jeez, right? Like,
Because if you can just isolate him
uh-huh.
and then you knock him into the wall or something,
Well,
because you made a wall behind him and you boom, oh crap, now I can go.
Well, that's kind of why you design the team to prevent the poison, right? With the reducer.
That's exactly why it was supposed to be there. Otherwise, you just get maggoted and you're done.
Like, it's our thing.
But yeah, so that's something to note. What the other thing was, pulse wave being just straight up for range.
Huge improvement.
Yeah,
huge improvement.
But also means that like, what's his name is I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. It was the same anyway. But because like Sakari and Iron Man's, it's gonna be 6 either way.
So like, I remember having characters, specifically Shredder clone with pulse wave, and not being able to do anything.
Yeah.
So now Shredder clone can pulse wave your ass.
So,
but I don't think I'm gonna have a
because of like the knockback thing. I think there's a kind of a cool trick. So the Beyond the Spider-Man miniature set has some really good pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So the Spider-Ling is really good because she's a one-time Migsy, but way better. But it's only one time. But you get to start with whatever number you want as your die replacement.
Ooh.
And she has prob. So she's good. Right? Yeah, the 40.1. There's a few pieces that I look
5 clicks. The Shocker was good, right? They can't use
I was gonna get to him next, but like look at
share Slow Your Thunder, sorry. I got excited. Let me share the screen here, guys. Huzzah, there we go. Spiderling. There you go. 5 clicks for 40 points, damage on a 4 through 6 super senses. That's pretty good. Prob, right? That's
the thing.
Huh? Oh, you're frozen.
Yeah, look at the ability. Look at the ability.
Yeah, probability control at the beginning of the game. Turn a die to any result and place it on this card. Once per game, you remove that die from this card and replace the die and attack with it after all rerolls. Nice.
So that means you can either make your first attack a hit or make their first attack a miss. It also means that you don't need to see them. You don't need to be within range. It just happens.
It's a global effect. I like it. 40 points. Cosmic
That's
Shield
awesome.
Spider-Man. Okay.
Yep. I mean, those are good. Those are good names. Those are good keywords. And then so you're talking about Shocker. There's a trick in Silver and Bronze you can do with him. Obviously.
Yeah.
Is you give him the influence ring.
Free knockback.
Because then after you carry him, he knocks somebody back, and now they don't have defense, and now you just hit him with like Doc Ock or something.
Molly Whoppin'.
Right, because boom, 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 boom. And wait, is that invincible?
It is on the first 2 clicks, yes.
What the? Because that's the other thing I don't like. They took away the flavor text. Because I want to know why he has invincible.
That's fair. That's very good.
So the when they were playing Battle Royale, every so often they would like, why does she have this? And then they would be like, oh wait, we don't know why. Because they all were trying to figure out why they have these certain powers. The pieces have them. And now they're left guessing because they took it away. That kind of sucks. So I was like,
so we need a deep web explanation of why these have powers.
But it was like but that's part of the the appeal part of the game was knowing like why they have things, because that's like thematic for the figure. Because basically at this point, because we don't have any kind of flavor text for them, they're just like they just put whatever they want generically without having to explain to you what it is. You know what I mean? They could just put whatever they want.
It's funny you say that, because as much as they drop the sets, I feel like they're taking less influence from Marvel for the character design and just putting a name on the figure, and it's just becoming a character.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
right.
It. And that's bad because if that's the case, then like they can just
comic book fans.
They could just do whatever they want. Like part of the appeal too, obviously is like it's like the IP, the thematic, the theme of it, and I don't know. It's just something. I know it's a very small thing, but like when people bring it up for the last 2 weeks, then I feel like it's more than just me, because other people have like mentioned it too at the store, because they would go like, "You have shape change? What's the shape change supposed to be for?" You know, and they're like, "Oh wait, damn, I don't know." And I'm like, "Yeah, it would have been cool, but oh well, it is what it is." All
Do
right,
better, Wiz Kids. Do better.
now let's go to topic number 4. And
Was there anything else from the? What do you think of the new Carnage? Why
I think
we're
he's
here?
good.
Better
would you play
or
him
worse?
over the? Would you play him or the other one?
If I only could play one.
Yeah.
Depends on the team.
So Kevin
really,
was saying. So I asked Kevin because someone asked, and he likes the -1 super senses, which it's hard to go against.
Yeah.
Right. So that's actually pretty good.
The other one generates the guys. Like they're both very good in their own. Like I'd play one of each, if not.
Yeah. But if you had to choose, which one would you choose?
I think I have to go OG.
Me too.
OG.
Because he can attack multiple people in his retail, whereas this one, he can only attack one.
Yep.
So,
and just the automatic pog drop.
Yeah,
like
the pog drop is huge.
This one is amazing, and you're going to see a lot of play. But I still think the other one is just a scotch above.
You know, then again, though, this guy does attack twice, whereas the other Carnage doesn't. Right.
And this guy, he's going to pair well with the new Venom Carnage Surfer, because they're both symbiotes. So when this guy's KOing something from his free attack, Carnage Surfer's healing up.
You know what? Maybe he might be better, because for bronze, when he retells,
Oh,
he can maximum carnage them with his blades, and then he heals, and then he can regular attack maximum carnage again.
In your beautiful mind.
The old one can't do that, right?
No,
because
he only gets the one attack.
Yeah,
unless you're gonna leech him.
Maybe no, yeah, but then if he does that, then he's not gonna have like the. No. Oh no, I guess he will. It doesn't matter. You're just going. I think you're just gonna be going off of just numbers.
Yeah,
I did think about that, but then you're gonna be losing like his blades and shit like that. I mean, I guess
11 for 3.
I guess it doesn't really. Yeah, I guess it's fine. 11-3, but yeah, I think it's really crazy though if you can maximum carnage him when he retells with his blades, and he hits, and then it's like, oh, I rolled a 5, and then boom, another guy takes 5.
Splash damage.
Yeah, crazy, right? Yeah, and then he attacks another guy, and then he blades them, and then boom, they take 5 again or whatever. Like, yeah, okay, maybe, there is. So, all right, number 4. Now let's talk about terrain markers and the little elevated thing that we're gonna go over.
Yeah.
What do you think of these new terrain things, specifically blocking elevated? What do you think?
Not abusing it. It seems fine. I think it definitely adds a great layer to the game. Like we've been working out situations like, all right, well, we need a TK 4 squares out, but the elevated we're on and it's 3 squares. So I'm like, well, you just put a fucking square elevated there and you get your TK and then you can go.
But you can't put it on a. You still can't put them on the
transitions.
Changes, right? Yeah, transitions.
You can't put them on transition squares during game setup.
Yeah, but you can move them after
setup. Yeah, you can be blocked all you want. But yes, during game setup, you can't put them on the triangular transition squares. And the 1-to-1 are not a mistake, friends. They did it on purpose. I've had multiple people like, oh, they messed up. I'm like, no, it's there for a reason.
The what?
The 1-to-1 squares.
Oh yeah, so you can't put anything there.
But I think it's been good. I think it was definitely a great layer to the game. Definitely adds a little strategy. Specifically the elevated with the new set, because the wall crawler ability is very niche. It's coming I've used it in good situations. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
I hate them.
Dang.
Except for there's a caveat. If they were 1-by-1s, I'm fine. Because to me, they're just like 3 objects on the map. Because back in the day, the objects were hindering. So to me, it's fine. If it's like, if you just have 1-by-1s, but these L-shaped 2-by-2s, 3-by-2s, double base, whatever, those are those are cancer because
you can abuse them, because you
can
can
really
put them right in front of your
dude,
opponent's
it's
starting
really
area.
bad. I was watching
Them.
some games where Kevin was using it and they just couldn't get around it because they like their team wasn't
Mobile enough.
their team wasn't built to be able to move these things. And you know, like some of these I think have like, don't they take like 4 damage to break?
Some of the bigger ones, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and if like they don't have that, then they just can't. So they have to like, it was just really hard. So I was like, man, if it was just a 1x1, then he can get around it. But because it's a 2x2, he's got to go like, you know, it's so yeah. And the way they're set up, it's I don't like it. I don't like him because they made him too big and they have different values. The values part is like the thing that I don't like as well, because now you really have to pay attention to how much it does, how much you have to damage it, how far can they throw it. Like I think that's an unnecessary step that you need to play the game. Like there should just be things there that they have this generic, like, you know, like lights and heavies.
Yeah.
Like just leave them the way they were. Like and if you want them to have special traits, then make them special objects, like, which is what they've been doing with like equipment.
They could have made like, oh, this is a special terrain, it's blocking, right? They didn't have to do a whole new revamp of the rules. I hear
exactly. Like if they just kept it like this, but more importantly, it needed to just be 1x1. If they wanted to have different values, but the fact that they're too big already on a small map makes it crazier, because you're filling up. If we're playing a small map and I have 3 and you have 3, like we're like filling up, like, dude. I understand that like now going forward they're gonna be like, okay, it's gonna be easier to get around it, but like now you have to build your team to specifically be able to handle these types of terrains, when it was something that was just a bonus that you could do before. You know, like the old rules where you need to do 3 damage to break blocking, you needed to do 3 damage to break an object.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh, well, you had to build a 3 damage team. Like, well, if you're building a team that only does 2 damage, then you're probably not going to win the game, right? Because it's very hard to win a game when you're doing only 2 damage, because you also have to factor in that people have invincible, impervious, and so that's just part of the thing you have to. So by default, you're going to be playing people that have like 3 damage. So your team is already by default built to handle blocking terrain and objects. But now, because of the different values that they have, you have to actually look at your team now to see if you can actually do it, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I know that, you know, like things like Quake, Super Strength, all that. Fine. I guess we'll see what happens going forward. Like I guess as more games go. But as of right now, I don't like them too much. But remember, as long as if it's 1x1, I'm okay. Anything bigger, I think they're an issue. Also, I also have to check that these people are, because I didn't check it in that at the winner map, that they weren't putting these objects on transition squares. I wasn't checking.
Oh yeah.
I just assumed, and I was like, you know, maybe I should have checked, because some of them were playing the bigger one, so you know it does matter.
Well, that also I want to add on, they're not unique, so you could play 3 of the same.
Yeah.
ones.
Oh God. Okay.
Like if they were unique, like I would.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay, but yeah, you just play 3 2x2s. You're like, and you put that right in their starting, and you're like, fuck you.
And you know they are going to make more, right? Like the next set. So we're gonna see, like
at least the next 2-3 sets we'll see these till they get tired of the idea.
Exactly, and I'm like, oh, you know, I think they're gonna have to.
Whatever happened to our sidekicks?
We'll see. So the what's that?
So the sidekicks ran out.
Exactly.
They got
now segue the elevated thing that kind of like, you know, the forums and everybody's talking about, because like fall damage or whatever is not it's not an opposing effect, it's just like a game state effect.
Yeah,
first round immunity can like,
it gets around first turn.
It gets around first round immunity. So like, what am I talking about? Well, you can do, because you can put objects just like right in front of them, a terrain right in front. Basically, what you can do is if you can make this happen on turn 1 on your turn, going first, you can go all the way to their side, use sidestep to pick up an elevated, and then you land next to leech, your leech, which makes you lose super strength. Oh, keep in mind, it has to be sidestep super strength. You drop, you lose the super strength, so you drop the elevated marker. So you drop it either in your square or an adjacent square. So you put it in an adjacent square, which is their starting area. So if you're looking at that, there's only a 1x2, or there's a 2x3 as well, right?
2x3 elevated.
Yeah, but you're gonna want to do it on a a 1x2 because leech has to be next to them. So what happens is you drop it under them. So now that's there. So then you have another guy sidestep to take it away from them, sidestep into leech, and then so when you pick it up, they drop right away, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So they take the 1 damage because they don't have any defense from. And then when he loses the super strength, he puts it right under them again, correct?
And they go back up, and you just repeat
as many times as you can. With another sidestep, can go in, and then he moves, and then boom, boom, boom. You can basically do it as many times as you can sidestep. Of course, that's like the worst case scenario, but the fact that you can just do that on turn 1 makes it a little kind of ridiculous.
Not a fun play experience, guys. Yeah. It makes me feel bad.
Yeah, that's. Can you do it on? You can TK it under them too, right? And then TK it away.
Yep.
Oh my god. So I guess that's another. If you don't want to go like the infinite route, you can just do it that way.
Just Venom Magneto. Just a team of Venom Magnetos, and you just go boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, yeah. It's like someone like Lockjaw moves all the way across the map. Venom Magneto. One puts it under, one takes it, whatever. You don't have to do the leech thing. You could just do it on somebody who's soft and they might just die. And you do it before they can even do anything. That kind of like you can do it to kill, let's say, for example, you can do it to kill Mad Jim.
Yes, because right? He doesn't, or you could seriously maim or injure anything that does not have reducers that has a long dial, right?
For like the right now, it would be Mad Jim because he's one of the top soft pieces that people are playing. I would say Faust would be another one. You could do it on Flash. Mm-hmm. You could do it on Commissioner. You could do it on.
Well, if Wonder Woman doesn't have the armor suite,
you could do it on Sky Tyrant. You could get him off of his full move thing,
charge,
and now he's done.
Good game. Sky Tyrant. Good game.
You could do it on Scarab, right? Because he only has super senses.
Yeah. Commissioner.
Yeah. So you could do all that. So I mean, I think. They need to change that
first turn immunity.
The first round immunity kind of gets like that. I don't know. There has to be some wording, but
or terrain's immobile for the first turn
or something. Yeah, that
right.
Makes sense. Yeah, that could work.
That would resolve a lot of things. But I guess for now, we're just roll it as spirit of the game. You're not gonna be allowed to be a dick.
Hey, so when you place on that construction site map, you can't put blocking over the elevated, correct?
No, you should not. It should all have to be on one.
It has to be still okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So that's that. And then the topic number 5. I know we haven't really done much promotion, but we've been doing some winter maps, ICQs. It's rolling. People are playing. We need to just promote the series. We have 3 ICQs coming up, so I'm gonna have to put these up quickly. But the first one is gonna be in Bakersfield on April 29th. They have a winter map on April 12th, but April 29th they're doing it. Armando's friend is gonna come pick up the kit this weekend. They're gonna start promoting because it's in a month, and since it's even closer to you, I feel like the Sacramento guy should be able to make it now, a lot easier. Because this saves almost 2 hours for you, right? To Bakersfield.
How far is Bakersfield? About 3. Oh, Bakersfield I think is 4.
Yeah, but to Lancaster was so
maybe 3.5.
Lancaster. What was Lancaster 5?
5.5.
So yes, you're saving 2 hours. That's a big. Which means because it's only 3.5, you can actually leave to go that night if you really wanted to.
Yeah, because it's on a Saturday though, right?
It's on a Saturday, yes. So, I mean, you could stay on
We'll hang
Sunday,
out.
whatever.
Maybe we'll hang out. We'll see.
But then we have yours, which is tentatively
May 20th.
May 20th. All right. And then you're going to probably be doing you want to do win a map the night before? You want to do like something leading up to it? Maybe you could do a couple if you want.
I could probably do one win a map on the Friday before, like I always do, and then I could have one
before,
like a couple weeks before.
Yeah, just to get it going, and then we have finally Fresno. So it's weird. We're making away Bakersfield, Fresno to you.
Yeah,
they are. Landers wanted to do it on Rock Cup weekend.
I know. Well, that's when I was thinking of doing it too. I was like,
yeah, and I said,
I don't know if that's a good idea. Then I was like, I don't know when it's going.
Yeah, but I was like, but either way, like I think it's better to do it. I told him he should probably do it after because we want to have nothing around so that there's no chatter. It's just us.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he does it a week after you, or maybe the first week of June.
Got you.
You know, it would be kind of cool if we find out that, let's say the cap set comes out the first week of June.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he does it that weekend, and now he can prize out the cap set, like the Avengers set, and then now that could draw more people, right? Because that's a lot of people want to get the new stuff, and also more people play for BRs. So there's that, and then they're also going to be doing a so how he's doing it is theirs is a Saturday Sunday. Saturday is the win a map. Sunday is the ICQ. So the winner map on Saturday is going to be.
When is that again? You said.
He wants it to be. Oh well, I think I'll tell him he needs to do after a week, at least a week after yours. But maybe he might have to do it in June.
Isn't June 3rd, 4th the Vegas one? Okay,
then okay. So then it'll either have to be the week after that or the week after yours.
Probably Either the in between might be hard though. Because if people are going to Vegas and mine.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he could, but I mean,
he may have to do mid-June.
Yeah, it'd probably be better though, just even then, because then we can for sure he'll have the cap set will be out by then, right?
Yeah.
Mid-June, so then that'll be perfect. And for all we know, that could be the first weekend that it's legal. Right? It might come out the week before, so then that would be nice. So there's that. Just to remind people that about the bronze stuff, there's like all kinds of things you can build. Oh, sorry, I forgot to talk about this. So we should talk about the ban list for the silver, right? I know we don't really talk about it too much, but because it's actually now going to be like significantly different than ours.
It is.
Because they just added, so they have Thanos, Jason Wingard, Scarab, and Batman Prime.
Yeah, so they updated this on March 24th, 2023, mind you. So they still have the Blackbird Resource style banned, the Penguin Fast Forces, which we have banned, Hawkeye and Vulture.
Yeah, which is like
they're just not good anymore, right?
They don't function. I don't know why they're still there, but whatever.
Jason Wingard. He's good, but he's not.
Yeah. So they need to take out these ID cards because these ID cards.
They said, "Hey, all ID cards," and then they specifically list these 5. Good job, WizKids.
Yeah, good job.
Double banned. But we'll stop making fun of WizKids now, and then we'll get to our new boys, Scarab,
Batman, Thanos. So I know why they're scared of Scarab because of all the equipment set, but I don't think, and all the data that we've been gathering, all the results that because we play it a lot and a lot of people play him. He's not as scary as you think because he only does 1 damage. And what's he gonna do? Mind control? And he can only mind control 1 person, right? Because the clay can only target 1.
Yeah.
That's not that. It's not that scary. Also, if you get to pick the map, you can get on him really fast.
Yeah, just go short map. Go.
Yeah. So there's all these things that I think, we've dealt. The metagame has dealt with Scarab for years now, and
Scarab is. Go ahead.
he's scary, but he's not like he's something you have to be aware of, but he doesn't like I don't know. He doesn't like sway the game completely, you know what I mean?
Like outside of in our Bronze Age format, like outside of Jose's double Scarab, double Sky Tyrant, Secret Six team, right? Scarab does not dominate the format. Like
No, it
he's not
doesn't.
on consistent winning teams.
Let's just but so he won with it, correct?
Yeah. I said outside of that.
Yeah. No, but he doesn't even win all of them.
No.
With it. So it was just that. Because when he well, I'll just right now, I've never lost to that team because I know how to fight Scarab. I played all kinds of different teams. It doesn't scare me whatsoever. Because if you know how to play against Scarab, you can beat a Scarab, right? Yeah. And number two, there are just so many other things you could do as well that like I don't know if it's like you're gonna put all your eggs in that Scarab thing. Of course, it's I think it's good to have Scarab because then that means people can't just go crazy with their stuff. Like he's a check. He is a check for everyone that's just gonna play a bunch of equipment, right? Because without him, now you can just go crazy with your stuff. You don't have to worry about him doing anything to you.
Yeah.
But he kind of gets that check, okay? And obviously his outwit through whatever, cool. That's probably the most relevant thing. But I think with the rings now where you have like the stop sign, they can outwit the stuff, but like Sky Tyrant can't just go across and kill everything because the stop sign and the barriers are gonna stop him.
Yes.
He's gonna have to break it and then pass. So then what? Did you go
he just dies, right?
Yeah, he just dies. So like maybe he doesn't go. Now you go. Whatever. Okay, now Batman. Okay. This is something that I think they just got scared of.
It went into autopilot.
Yeah. So I remember we were talking about this. With the new rules with how the maps are.
Yeah.
He can be easily dealt with because let's say I'm playing a the Doom Latveria team. I'm sorry, the Batvaria team, and I win the map. So I win the roll. I was like, okay, well, I need to pick an outside map so that I can shoot you. Okay, so I'm gonna pick Krakoan Gardens because it's open. All right, so I picked that. Now you are playing like a Lockjaw team or an Alpha Strike Sky Tyrant team, a dropship team, Overdrive, whatever, you name it.
Yeah.
Then you go first. Well, guess what? You pass turn one, and then you come across and kill me on turn two because I didn't get to go first. Exactly. I was like, okay, well then let me go first. All right, I'm gonna go first. I win the map. All right, cool. Then you put me on Morlock tunnels, and now Batman can't do anything.
What does he do?
He doesn't do anything, right?
40 points of you not doing anything, and probably you have some extra support figures there to help boost him up because that's your gimmick, right? Like you paid for an Amanda Waller or something, or someone to give him like a stat boost, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a dead 80 points, maybe 60 points
or more,
right? I'm minimizing it, right?
Yeah.
It's probably more realistically. So he, like, with second player getting to choose the map.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, fuck that. Sorry, we're going indoors. Like, there's so many indoor maps that he just can't do shit.
You can't do anything, exactly. So it's like what they're gonna have to do then is gonna have to get Batman something that ignores everything, and you can't do that, correct? The only thing he can do that on is the radioactive clay, but he can only target one person with it.
Bad.
So then
the clay breaks, and then you're down points.
Yeah. So then it doesn't work that way. So I think they were more scared of like the potential, but with actually like in essence like actual practice, they didn't see that it's not that bad. Now, if they let you choose the map and you choose construction site, then you're stupid. Because then he gets to go first and get to kill you.
You deserve to get Batman.
Yeah, you deserve that, right? However, like you could also just let's say you did do that. Like I play Batman and I pick construction site. You go first, you pass. What if my team can just go all the way and just base your entire team? Then what? right? Then now we have to fight.
Yeah.
So that could be something. Because in silver, they don't have. Is there anything that makes them a giant? Right? There's no equipment that makes them big, right?
Micron makes people tiny, right?
Oh, Micron makes people. Oh no, Micron makes himself big.
Micron makes himself big, but he also can. Is it the Atom or Micron that can make people?
Atom makes people small.
There you go.
So
Ant-Man probably makes people tiny.
Yep. They don't.
There's no one that makes them big.
Nope. Because that's the only way you can make him have that improved targeting shoot adjacent.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't work either. So I think that's a little I think same with Jason Wingard too, right? Wingard and Batman are like Scarab. They're all the only one I think of those. Scarab is if we were to put one, I think Scarab would be the closest one, just because he does do it across the map. The Jason Wingard is like whatever because he can only do it twice, and there's a lot of ways around him. Obviously, but also like remember Roland played it at yours, and I think he went 2-2 because there's just a lot of ways around it. And then the last one,
a lot of people play emo.
Yeah, Thanos is not that good anymore. Because he can't choose. Oh, so he was on here because of the potential of ID card abuse, right?
Yeah.
Or was ID card. Well, no more ID cards, no longer. And also, he can't choose the same gems every turn. So he's almost like irrelevant.
Yes, you went 4-0 with Thanos.
But it was very close, dude.
I could have handed you like a butter knife and you still went 4-0, right? Like if you had like a loaded bazooka to a child, like they may score, right? It's I mean, look, like I should have lost against Jeff for sure, guys. If you're listening, he should have lost. He just didn't realize I have shape change because of the sapphire ring, and he didn't switch the emo mod. So I rolled the shape change. He's like, damn it. Otherwise I had enough damage to get you because I got you last click twice.
He's gonna die. Yeah, exactly. He was gonna die.
Dude, I ate so much feedback damage and I was still okay. Like for two times to go through. Because you were healing because of freaking Destroyer kept coming out, so you get to free heal. Free support, baby. Let's go.
But he's no longer a threat.
Like I wasn't like, oh shit, I'm about to get Thanos. So I'm like, all right, I can handle this.
Yeah.
And I for the most part, I almost handled it.
Also because he doesn't have he doesn't have the option to choose time gem every round and or mind gem every round. Makes him that much more manageable because now he actually has to like fight, which is why on my list when I played, I gave him Anger's Hammer because on the turn,
the regen.
Yeah. So, but on the turn that I couldn't pick the mind gem, I would charge, hit, and steal energy, so that he can at least do damage and then still heal again and make it hard. But just the fact that they're just getting a bunch of attacks on him. So I think
in silver, you need two unavoidable.
Oh yeah, it's even worse in silver. It's even worse because he doesn't have access. He doesn't have access to Anger's Hammer.
And he's not gonna have shape change, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if you give him a symbiote, sure.
Yeah, but you're gonna
if that's your object, we can work with that.
Yeah. So he's definitely. So I think of these, Scarab is the only one that has an argument to be in here. So, all right.
Watch list. Did they change anything? Why they built? Oh no, this is Infinity Lockjaw.
Yeah.
Why is he fucking on there? What? Oh
I don't know, man. This is just their stuff. They're just. I feel like they don't even need to like put this up there. Like they could.
Just a bunch of Undying stuff and
no, like we have our own internal watch list, but we don't.
Yeah, we don't share it.
We don't because like it doesn't. If nothing happens, then who cares?
Like, oh, hey, here's some ideas of things we want to ban. Go ahead and try it. Like, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's like, I don't know. Maybe that's just how they do it, but I don't know. That's just I don't think. Like we know which ones. Obviously, like just Scarab is always on there. He's always on their watch, but until we see him completely dominate,
he's on like every single winning team.
Yeah, he's on every single team, and there's not even that many people that play it.
So I guess at Worlds he was predominantly played, right? So that's probably where they were like, oh.
Yeah,
oh.
because also and it's like, well, that's modern, so it's like it's a different metagame.
Yeah.
Right. Like I know that right now still people, because this is just how Heroclix. I don't know. It's just the Heroclix culture. When you play an older format, you still play the new stuff. Whereas
my team was pretty much modern.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
things,
like I played other than Chip. No, actually, other than the rings, nothing I played was new. Like new.
From like a couple new sets.
The newest piece I have there was Chip, and that's like over 2 years old.
Chip, yeah, Legacy Thanos is about 2 years old.
The
rings
full.
new.
So that's why I said it's
stuff,
just the it's just the Sapphire and Indigo ring, and then the relics and stuff are all old. So I actually play like a true bronze piece and old stuff, and I went 4-0. So it's like you can still play older stuff. You just gotta like think about these things, and that's always, I think it's still gonna take a really long time, because the metagame is completely influenced by modern only, because that's as far as people can see, because that's all they read, right? So like people like Rob, Aaron, Anthony, Alyssa, Landers, Wes, that's why like they're all pretty successful. They all do pretty well because they look at everything.
They do deep dives.
And then they see, maybe they still play some new stuff, but then they look at like, oh, I can combo this with this and now it works. Things like that. So I think that's how you also get better.
Yeah.
Because
then
new stuff. Because then, like, look at Kevin. His mission points team.
It's just fucking crazy.
It's like all I think the only new piece there is it's Miss Minutes and Fabian.
Mm-hmm.
And Fabian's even a legacy card that nobody plays. Miss Minutes and Leech Legacy.
Yeah, Kevin could not find that Fabian card anywhere. He's like, Jeff, do you have one? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Titano and Ios are all silver.
Yeah.
So they're all like that. So I think the more that people play, it's always the same story. The more you play, the more you can like look at things. But really what it is it takes a few people to play some of these pieces to make it come into light, and then they can try it out. But even then, you never know, because like Roland did really well with Lieutenant Gordon, and still nobody took to it.
Nobody could repeat it. Patrick tried to, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah, but he is part of Roland's group, so it's like that's already there. I'm just thinking of like other people, like, oh, maybe they got inspired by other things, but it just doesn't take. You know what I mean? Like, Bronze is the one true format where you can actually play a true tentpole team and be successful, because it has all the support you need, because it has relics.
Oh, and support just got better.
Yep. That's why I wanted to try Thanos to see if it worked, because I could just support, because I could just free phase back there and then support and then barrier. So so I think that's basically it. We have that. I think I've rambled long enough.
Yeah, should be good, dude.
Is there anything else you want to?
No, I'm excited. Excited for my May 20th event. It should be good.
So in a month, April 29th, Bakersfield.
Yes,
do it.
You'll hear from us before.
Yeah, we'll be there, and
I gotta figure
this
out
time. Maybe I won't. Maybe because if Aaron's there, I'm not gonna drop. Aaron, if you're listening, you better be there, because I want to see this Magia team.
Oh,
Magia team. Yeah, he has his team is pretty sick.
He updated it.
Yes, because Iron Spider Prime is a Magia. So now he's like, that's like kind of like a missing piece. Gives him a bunch of stuff.
Nice, I like it.
All right,
cool.
I guess that's it. I guess until next time, guys. Remember, only bad players blame the dice.
So don't forget to practice rolling your dice, guys. Take it easy.
Shake it, Cali. West Coast.